and I cheated on my husband of 8 years in the back of a parked car less than a block away from my house last night. I don't know what came over me, but I was out drinking with my girlfriends and I got a little too tipsy and accepted a ride home from a guy I met at the bar. He had been flirting with me all night and I guess I had reciprocated a little more than I realized. So he offered me a ride home and I accepted. He drove me home, but I had him stop about a block away from my house because I didn't want him to know where I lived. After he parked, he leaned over to kiss me. Within 2 minutes, I was in his back seat with my pants off, 2 to 3 minutes tops, no condom, no pullout, and I'm not on the pill. But apparently a dumb Jesus Christ. So I get out of his car, stumble toward my house, and when I walk in, my husband is standing by the bathroom door. I thought I was busted, but our 4-year-old had gotten up in the middle of the night and needed to use the bathroom. She isn't totally potty trained yet, so she wakes us up to assist when this happens. My husband simply said, "Hey babe, how was your night?" I don't remember what I said back, but I remember him whispering as I walked by, "Since you got to have a good time tonight, can I have one too? Really quick before you go to sleep."
No.
I should have said no.
No.
But instead, I let him have sex with me right after I had sex with the stranger. Good God, what is wrong with me? Is it possible that my husband saw what was going on? You can literally see down the street where we were parked if you were standing where my husband was standing when I walked in the house. He couldn't have seen what was going on inside of the car, but he definitely could have seen me getting out of the car, especially one that he did not recognize for that matter. I have never done anything like this before. I am flirtatious, but I crossed any physical lines since getting married. I feel awful. I don't know what to do. Should I confess? Should I deny no matter what? How likely is it that my husband saw what was going on and is just testing me? What can I do to find out if he knows anything? What can I ask him? It's driving me crazy. I'm a nervous wreck. Can I say that I was too drunk to consent? I don't mean that I would press charges on the guy or anything. I don't even know who he was. And I was definitely drunk, but I knew what I was doing when I consented. Would I have done it sober? Absolutely not. But it was as much my decision as it was his. But still, could I possibly use that as an excuse? I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate for this, but hopefully I'll get some advice too. You need to first find a good therapist, talk to your therapist about what's going on, and then you need to tell your husband with the therapist present. Number one, this is already eating away at you. You already mentioned that you're a nervous wreck, and your husband may find out through your odd behavior anyway. The other reason why you need to confess to your husband with the therapist present is that you're already contemplating more poor decisions. By saying that you're too drunk to consent, even though you're saying that you wouldn't press charges, that could potentially ruin someone else's life. And while we're on the subject of consent, you raw dogging a guy, then sleeping with your husband, you're taking away his informed consent. You could end up pregnant, you could end up with an STD or an STI, and if that's the case, you could have passed it to your husband that night. So you would much rather him find out with the two of you in a therapist's office rather than the two of you in a doctor's office. The other reason why I'm telling you to do this in the therapist's office is that you need to have a much deeper understanding of how and why this happened. Because this is some risky behavior. And if you want to prevent this from happening again, then you need to understand what's going on below the surface. It could be unhealed trauma from your past. It could be something more significant like borderline personality disorder or bipolar. Now, that's nothing to be ashamed of, because with treatment you would be able to resolve these issues. But if you stay in denial and act like this didn't happen, then the chances are is that it's going to happen again.